The Kvisa revolution, how China is courting the world's top talent while America tightens the rules. Opening scene, setting the stage. Picture this, October 1st, 2025. A line of young professionals snakes through the immigration counters at Beijing Capital Airport. They're holding a new kind of travel document, a Kvisa. For them, this isn't just another stamp in a passport. It's an invitation into a future that feels wide open, flexible, and surprisingly welcoming. Meanwhile, across the Pacific, the conversation about America's H-1B visa program is getting tougher. Costs are up, quotas remain tight. Talent is questioning whether the U.S. dream is still worth it. And right at that moment, China steps into the frame with a bold counteroffer. The backstory: why visas matter. For decades, the H-1B visa has been the gateway to American innovation. Each year, 85,000 foreign professionals, many of them from India, arrive to work in the United States. They fill critical roles in science, technology, engineering, and math, the STEM fields that power Silicon Valley, Wall Street, and beyond. But as immigration costs rise and sponsorship rules grow more complex, the dream is changing. In 2025, under new policies, fees for H-1B sponsorships skyrocketed to nearly $100,000 per applicant. For skilled workers and the companies who need them, this is no small hurdle. So what happens when the door to the world's largest economy starts to close? Another door opens, this time in Beijing. Enter the Kvisa, China's global talent gambit. On October 1st, 2025, China launches the Kvisa, a program designed to attract global professionals in STEM fields. If H-1B represents the traditional employer-sponsored path, Kvisa represents something very different, an open invitation to innovate, research, and even start a business inside China's fast-growing tech ecosystem. Think of it as China's answer to America's immigration squeeze. The Kvisa offers no employer sponsorship requirement, multi-entry privileges and longer stays, eligibility for research, entrepreneurship, and business, not just employment, a simplified process with lower fees. In some ways, it echoes China's 2008 Thousand Talents Plan, which drew back overseas Chinese scientists and engineers. But the Kvisa goes further, opening the door to everyone with the right skills, not just Chinese nationals abroad. A tale of two visas, H-1B versus K. Let's line them up. H-1B in the United States, lottery-based, employer-dependent, expensive, tied to a single job. K-visa in China, direct application, flexible entry, lower fees, and the freedom to research or launch a startup without first securing a company sponsor. So, is this a real alternative or just hype? That depends on how far China goes to back it up with real infrastructure, fair regulations, and a globally competitive environment. But on paper, the offer is striking. Why this matters for U.S. viewers? If you're watching from the United States, you might be thinking, why should I care? Here's why. Workforce competition. If the U.S. tightens its immigration pipeline, top talent may go elsewhere, eroding America's long-standing STEM advantage. Corporate strategies. U.S. firms with global operations may lean more on Chinese or offshore centers. Innovation flow. The next big startup or breakthrough might emerge in Beijing or Shenzhen instead of Silicon Valley. And this is not about cheering for one country over another. It's about recognizing that talent mobility shapes the global economy, and the U.S. is at risk of losing its magnetic pull. Opportunity or threat. How would America's tech industry look if thousands of top engineers and researchers shifted their focus to Beijing? What if venture capital followed them? What if American students, seeing the cost and uncertainty of H-1B, chose Beijing or Shenzhen for their first jobs? These are not far-fetched scenarios. In 2025 alone, China signed visa-free or visa-relaxed agreements with 75 countries. The Kvisa is just the next step in a larger strategy to become the world's STEM hub. The human stories. Meet Radar Afridi, a Pakistani PhD student at Peking University. His research wraps up in January. Without a work permit built into a student visa, he'd normally face a hard stop, either leave China or scramble for sponsorship. Under the new K visa, he can stay, work, or join a startup. Now imagine Priya, an Indian software engineer who once dreamed of a job in Seattle but balked at the new H-1B costs. With her STEM degree, she can apply directly for a K visa, explore research positions in Shenzhen, or even launch her own AI venture. These aren't just policy changes, they're life changes. The catch: China is not easy. Let's be clear. Working in China comes with challenges. Costs in major cities are high, regulations are strict, the political environment is unpredictable, data privacy rules are tighter than most Western norms. Anyone considering the K visa should weigh these factors carefully, but compared to the rising barriers in the US, China's offer may still look appealing to many. The bigger picture: America versus China 2025. For years, the US was seen as the melting pot, open to the world's best and brightest. China was perceived as closed and suspicious of foreigners. In 2025, those roles are shifting. America is tightening, China is loosening. The question is, who will win the race for global talent? Practical tips for viewers. If you're in STEM and curious about the K visa, here's what we know so far. You'll need at least a bachelor's degree in a STEM field. Professors and researchers at recognized universities are eligible. Documentation of your work experience and research is required. No upfront job offer is necessary. You can apply independently. Caution: always verify with official Chinese government sources before making decisions. Immigration rules evolve, and you'll want the latest details. Looking ahead: work without borders. Remote work changed everything during the pandemic. It proved you don't have to be in Silicon Valley to write great code or build groundbreaking tech. The K visa could accelerate this trend, pushing high-value work across borders and giving professionals more freedom to choose where they live and work. That could mean more family time, less commute stress, and potentially lower living costs, benefits that resonate with professionals everywhere. Closing scene: the call to action. So here we are, a new chapter in the global competition for talent. The US is tightening its signature visa program. China is rolling out a bold alternative. And professionals, especially in India, Southeast Asia, and beyond, are watching closely. What do you think? Would you consider working in China under a K visa? Do you believe America should make it easier to bring in top talent? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Visit sotpro.com for more deep dives on global work trends and career strategies.